Aron sticks to his definition and brings this up again later on in the debate.
Believing things that are not evidently true, which is the basis of faith.
Now you have to keep in mind that Aron prides himself on his intellectual integrity and how much research he's done, and he doesn't miss an opportunity to remind us that...
I've spent 20 years as an atheist activist. For the last 20 years. 20 years. Because after 20 years of research, so 20 years of...
And then even earlier in the debate, he said...
See, I can't believe something unless it is supported by evidence.
Right. So, given that Aron is still using this definition, although Michael has corrected it, and given that Aron can't believe something unless there's evidence for it, Michael rightly presses him on the question, asking for any evidence for why he continues to use this definition. So let's see what Aron says.
Do you have any scholars that specialize in Koine Greek that say pistis means denying evidence or reason?
Scholars who say that say again?
Pistis, the Greek word we translate as faith, means denying evidence or reason.
And we have demonstrations of that.
Do we have any scholars that say this is how it's defined?
I have no idea if we have scholars
Okay,
that
so
say that.
that's a no.
I know that we have missionaries who say that that is what it is.
Okay, are they
That we have,
experts?
well, I'm sorry,
Are
what?
they the experts, though?
I don't know.
Okay, how is the word pistis defined in Aristotle, Antiphon, Diodorus, Plato? Have you looked into that at all?
No, I haven't looked into how Aristotle interpreted
Okay, so
that,
then
no.
have you done a good analysis of what the word actually means in the New Testament then, if you don't actually looked at the Greek word?
So now I'm beginning to wonder that how in 20 years of this intellectual research that he's done, how has he not understood the correct definition of what faith is, both historically and biblically? And Michael's not the first one to point it out.
And every Christian I've ever debated this with tells me that I'm misdefining faith.
Now, the title of the debate is Christianity Dangerous? But the thought I began to have in my mind was, if Aron is so adamant about this definition, yet he has been corrected on this many times, then perhaps it is his own research that is perhaps flawed, biased, and dangerous to the pursuit of truth. Hence the question I'm about to ask. This question's for Aron. You mentioned that in 20 years of rigorous research, you found no evidence, I think you said, of Christianity. But
No, that's not what I said. I said in 20 years of arguing with Christians that they told me that I'm wrong about the belief in faith, that faith is not a belief that is not based on evidence. I say that faith is a belief that is not based on evidence. They all say, oh yeah, we have evidence. I say, okay, fine. What is it? And I've always specified that I'm looking for scientific evidence. They ask, what evidence would I accept? I said, how much evidence would you accept? They would ask. I said, I'll take anything that qualifies as evidence. Any body of objectively verifiable facts which positively indicate or exclusively concord with that particular position over any other. In 20 years,
I think I get
without
it.
exception,
Okay.
there has been no one to present any scientific evidence that actually indicates the Christian God, or indeed any God, or in fact anything supernatural at all.
Okay, I appreciate the clarification. Yeah, that doesn't change the question I'm about to ask. So, you mentioned that in 20 years of rigorous research, you found no evidence of what you're looking for. But then when Michael pressed you on naming just one scholar who defines the word faith in the way you put it, you couldn't name one. So my question is, could it be possible that your research is maybe flawed, biased, and even maybe dangerous to the pursuit of truth?
I have conducted this experiment, as I explained, over and over and over and over again, having this exact conversation at least once a week for 20 years. Not one Christian ever has produced evidence. He didn't either, nor can you. No one can. It doesn't exist.
That's not the debate
demand
tonight.
that anybody in this room who calls yourself a Christian, if you think you have scientific evidence to indicate you're God, bring it. You ain't got it. I win.
I curse if I did not become a hottie to all the top-notch girls. I curse if I don't get my nice, neat, prim and proper head full of hair. Look at my Photoshop. Now I walked into the goddamn Pizza Villa on Burden Avenue. And some fucking pudgy fucking blonde sitting with her boyfriend. And on the other side of her, a guy and a girl. She looked, as she saw me come in, she said, "Oh my God," to her boyfriend. I curse this blonde cunt to get cancer. I curse the Holy Ghost for what she did. Because if I was a good-looking guy, she would have not done that. I cut! Go to hell! Go to hell! If I'm not a good-looking guy. Go to hell! Go to hell. I curse you, God. I don't want to curse God, but I curse you, God, from my heart. If I did not become a hot diet guy. I'll pay any price, God. Deliver me over to the devil to be a hottie and a rock star, looking in my 20s, having long forms, just as long as you save me in the end, please, for your sake, for your sake, for your sake.
Bring it!
I demand it! I demand the consequences! God, bring it! God, bring it! Bring it!
Bring it!
Bring it!
Bring it!
God, and I curse, I hope that blonde gets breast cancer. I hope that goddamn blonde gets breast cancer and has to get her tits cut off.
Bring it!
I don't know what time it is. I think it's around, I don't know, shit. 8 o'clock. Between 8 and 9. I curse the Holy Ghost. I curse the Holy Ghost if I don't get sick and thin. I curse the Holy Ghost if I don't not become a hottie. I curse the Holy Ghost if I don't.
Bring it! Bring it!
And another thing, I was riding to the fair on Heritage Street this afternoon around, I don't know, 5. I curse the Holy Ghost if I'm pudgy and not sexy. And some little nigglet kids in a fucking car. A young girl pulled out way past the line on the Heritage in my way, and one of those fucking kids was telling her, hit him, talking about me. Hit him. She was driving like a bat out of hell. Well, she backed up and I continued on. They drove past me and one of those nigglet kids threw a fucking water bottle out of my head. Missed. I wish my body was like it was when I was 20. I so badly want to hurt these kids. I so badly want to hurt them. If I could do so legally. I wish I could pick that bottle up and give one of the kids that threw it at me a goddamn concussion. I'm seriously. They infringed upon my rights to life, liberty, and freedom, so they lose theirs. I have a right to defend myself, and I don't give a good goddamn for little kids. If they're old enough to attack a grown man, they're old enough to get hurt by a grown man. Seriously hurt. They're trying to. If I take any more shots to my head, I could have another stroke. So if I had given a choice between letting them hit me in the head just because they're ignorant, and being the bigger man and taking it, or killing them in self-defense, I would destroy them in self-defense. I love myself infinitely more than I do all 4 of them. Given the choice between their lives and my life, I'd kill all goddamn 4 of them and let God sort them out. Just let me live. I didn't ask for this fight. I didn't ask for them to throw that water bottle at me. I didn't ask for them to fight for me. So if I had to, I would not hesitate to kill in self-defense. In self-defense, for fear of my life. I'm disabled. I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I'm sent to do by 3 in a nursing home or a hospital because I have a stroke victim. I'll kill anybody who tried to hurt me. I don't want to be afraid. I want to come out and have something. Next time that happens, I want to have something in my pocket that I can defend myself with, and not a gun either. Maybe a staple gun or a nail gun, something that can really hurt them but not kill them. Hurt them for a long time. Look, don't ever ask me to choose between my life or your life. You'll lose every fucking time. I love myself infinitely more than I love you. And fuck that, and fuck this, and fuck you too. If you don't like this, you can go to hell.
me, but instead you stood above, you spit me out, you kick me down. I hate you'll never love me. They said to kill my soul, they ripped my heart from my chest, left me to rot in the grave. Should've known I'd never stay buried deep underneath. Speak on silence me, now watch me rise on me. The dead of night, take back a run, kiss them a run. Baggy punch on face, baggy punch on face, baggy punch on, baggy punch on, baggy punch on face.
No. You are completely fucking wrong. Pedophilia, by the way, is a sexual preference. It doesn't mean that somebody's actually going to act on it. And so we're not going to disparage pedophiles who don't actually engage in it. They have no more choice about what they're attracted to than the person who's attracted to a fence post, the person who's attracted to me, or the person who is foolishly attracted to you. So that attraction thing is not an issue. What is a problem is pederasty and child rape. And that is actually a problem because there is not informed, enthusiastic consent of two responsible adults. And that is not in any way remotely comparable to what happens when two adults of the same gender interact, and you should be ashamed of yourself for even trying to string those two things together.
And it's also not restricted to gay people. Let's just be clear that, you know.
Right, yeah, and I didn't say gay people were pedophilia. I said the justification of the act of homosexuality, the same arguments can be applied to pedophilia.
And you're wrong.
You don't
the
have
same
to justify
arguments cannot be applied.
Well, I've been interrupted about over 5 times.
You know how many times you're going to get interrupted here in a minute? You're going to get interrupted no more times because we're going to hang up. You made the case that the same arguments could be used to justify pedophilia as there are for homosexuality. And I corrected you that pedophilia is not the issue that you're talking about, and that the arguments that you're talking about don't apply to both of them. So either acknowledge that or rehabilitate your argument.
Yeah, basically what Matt objected to was he was saying that you're talking about informed consent between adults versus non-informed consent from two adults when you're dealing with children. And so it's not the same justifications. And I would say that you don't have to justify homosexuality. I don't even know what it means
to justify. You don't have to justify your attraction to anyone or anything. That's not a thing that is justified.
Right. So the pedophile's desires are completely fine as long as they don't act on it.
Correct.
Is that your argument?
Correct. That's not an argument, it's a fact.
So then what would be wrong with someone acting on a desire that's completely neutral? Why would it suddenly become wrong?
Nothing.
If it was neutral, no.
If it was acting on a desire that's completely neutral, there's nothing wrong with it.
He's saying that this is a pedophilia. He's interpreting pedophilia as a neutral desire because you're saying there's nothing wrong with the desire. So what's wrong with acting on it?
Because desire and action are different.
Right.
I might desire to punch you in the face, but acting on it would be the actual problem.
Right. You can desire all kinds of things, but if you're not doing them, then you're not creating issues for other people.
And I'm a nonviolent person, so I wouldn't do that anyway.
That's a meaningless. I think it's a meaningless distinction.
Then you're an idiot.
It's not a meaningless distinction.
What you're simply
wanting to rob a bank and robbing a bank are two different things.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't arrest people and put them in prison for wanting to do a thing.
Are you now saying that it's okay to desire to want to rob a bank? That's
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's okay to want to do anything.
Yes, sir.
It's not okay to do anything.
What about a mass murder? Is that an okay desire to have?
It's okay to have that desire.
Right,
It's
as long as
wrong
you're not
to act.
acting on it.
As a matter of fact, the person who has that desire and never acts on it is engaging in a morally superior position because they recognize that the action is distinct and different and has consequences.
Yeah, they have a moral filter.
Superiority on naturalism. Can you explain that to me?
Sorry, what was the question?
Moral superiority on naturalism. How is something better than another position? Can you explain that to me?
So our actions have consequences, and it is the actions that matter. Now, if there are...
So it's arbitrary?
Oh, my God. You want me to answer your question or not?
Go ahead and answer.